You know Java, you know Selenium, but really, if you can't market yourself, you will definitely keep getting rejected in QA interviews. This is a very important problem that has happened to me and my friends, and we have together figured out a way that how to sell yourself in a QA interview. So hello and welcome everyone to this new YouTube video. In this video, I am going to share 5 very important tips that you can implement in your interviews so that you can sell yourself better and definitely crack more product based companies. Tip number 1, build your story. Now when I say build your story, it means that you need to have your own story. For example, when your interviewer comes, you don't know him, your interviewer don't know you. You both are strangers and meeting for a first time. Alright? And if you just give a plain introduction of yourself, that's just don't stand out. So what you need to do, you need to create a story for yourself. For example, you need to mention your roles and responsibilities. You need to tell them that okay, you were working with this company previously, and in this company these are the challenges that were already there, and you have come forward, you have implemented this technologies, and you have done this work which resulted in this particular outcome. You need to tell the company, you need to tell the interviewer that how other team members were struggling, and then you came forward and you delivered this which can make their life easier. You should tell about your contribution. You should also tell and justify how you exactly fit in this role. So basically, just build up a story for yourself that will really help you a lot in your QA interviews. Tip number 2, speak in metrics and not emotion. If this was some probably fashion interview or some other entertainment interview, you might have spoken about your emotion and your mental well being. But since it's a technical interview, you always need to talk about numbers. Numbers create a great impact in human mind. Please mark my words. You need to quantify your results. You don't need to explain to them that, sir, I have automated in my company, I have used Selenium and I have automated some system, I have used Rest Assured and I have automated some APIs. This doesn't really sound well to the interviewer. Rather, what you can do, you can tell that, okay, in my company, there were in total 1600 test cases, and out of those 1600 test cases, I myself was able to automate 475 test cases, for example. This way, when you quantify it, when you tell that out of 1600 you have done 400, that means 25% of the automation has been covered by you. It shows the interviewer that you have a very great experience and you can also automate their system as well. This creates a lot of impact on the interviewer. You can also tell that how your automation has improved the other team's velocity. For example, I will give you my own example. When I was in a company and we used to test a system called order management system. In that order management system, what used to happen, we need to create an order from a different website, and then from that order number we need to test the order in that order management system. But creating an order from a website itself is a tedious task, and which took a lot of time for me as well as other team members. So for this, what I have done, I have written a script which will go to the website, log in, and create a new order for me and give me the order number in just a button click. So now what happened? Now I have the order number. I can just use that order number and test it in my order management system. So this way I have saved a lot of time for me and my team members. So this is how you quantify your results. Tip number 3, show curiosity and not perfection. Now when I say show curiosity and not perfection, so the difference between curiosity and perfection is a very thin line. You need to understand that. For example, let's say interviewer has asked you some question and you don't know the answer of that question right now. Okay, there may be a case, right? Now how do you tell the interviewer that I don't know the answer? Will you say that no, I don't know the answer? No, definitely not. Rather, you can say that, sir or ma'am, Right now, I haven't got a chance to work on this technology, but I'm very curious to learn about this and I shall be learning in a very less time. So, this way, you are telling the interviewer that at the time you don't know the answer, but you are ready to learn, you are curious, right? Because in our field, in tech field, there is nothing called 100%. You cannot learn every technology, every tool. That is almost impossible, right? So rather you can show curiosity and not perfection. So for example, I also remember one of my case that has happened. So I had a friend, she gave an interview for a software developer and she was very sharp and she used to study a lot as well. What she did, she gave the interview and she was so perfect in the interview that she could answer each and every question and without any hesitation. The interviewer asked, at the moment interviewer is asking, she is coming with the answer without any breakage or without any hesitant and very confident, and she was able to answer all the 10 questions. Now what happened, she got rejected. Now why did she got rejected? If you just analyze it, you will come to know that interviewer was thinking that she was too perfect. Maybe she was cheating and that's why she was able to give all the answers. That may be the case, right? So you don't have to focus on the perfection, rather, you have to focus on being natural. The companies don't want someone who is very perfect, but the companies who want which are natural and which are curious. So this is a very important point which you should always keep in mind. Tip number 4, explain the business very clearly. Mind me, this is the point where you will outshine the other candidates. When I'm saying that you need to explain the business very clearly, what I mean is, as a tester, you need to understand the business, because when you are testing certain software, what happens, there are product engineers or there are product managers who define the requirements, and the product engineers don't really use the software much of it. So there must be a gap between their understanding and what is currently there implemented in the software. But as a tester, you should have a very clear cut knowledge of what is the product about, what the software is doing, which button leads to where, and exactly the total understanding of the product. Please try to understand. If you are able to explain the business to the interviewer, for example, I used to work for a steel company, and the business of steel company is really very complex. It's not that simple. You need to understand the categories, you need to understand the catalog. Steel has different attributes like length, width, thickness, different grades, different subgrades, different quality, right? If you understand the entire catalog and if you understand how steel business work, like from the seller, first the steel comes to the warehouse, and from the warehouse then it is getting delivered to the retailer, and in between there's a truck involved which is shipment, entire shipment thing is involved, right? So you need to understand the entire process which you are going to test. Once you understand the entire process and once you make the interviewer believe that okay, you understand the business, and now you can do wonders, surely. So what has happened here, now you are telling the interviewer that even if the product managers has left some gap in their product, that okay, they have forgot this requirement, or even if the developers have given some gap, but as a tester I know everything and I can figure out that gap and help the project succeed rather than having bugs in production, right? So this is the way you move ahead. Tip number 5, and very important tip, you need to mirror the interviewer's language. When I say you need to mirror the interviewer's language, I mean find out, just try to find out if your interviewer is more of a technical side or it's more of a managerial side. If the interviewer is more of a technical guy, then you should always speak more in terms of technical terms. You should use more technical terms, you should explain more technical terms. And if the manager is a probably a managerial guy, you can talk about leadership, you can talk about ownership, you can talk about delivery, you can tell them how you have taken the leadership of this project and how you have timely delivered this project. So this creates a good impact on the manager, because as a human being, We want to see the other person as ourselves. We want to think that if I am someone, my colleague or my junior should be the same, should be of same behavior. So this creates a connection between both of them. With this, we have come to an end of this video, but I will give you a last and very important tip, that always remember the goal in the interview is not to impress the interviewer, but the goal of the interview is to create an impact on the interviewer such that he or she never forgets you. If he or she never forgets you, that means you are definitely selected. You don't need to wait for the results as well. You will get to know in the interview itself that you are selected. Just create an impact, build your personality in such a way that you create a very high impact on the interviewer. With this, let's just conclude the video. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If yes, I will just request a like and a subscribe, which really motivates me to create more videos like this. Until then, bye bye, take care.